sleep?
Pretty terribly.
Why?
I was up everywhere. I was sleeping downstairs and I was sleeping up here, and then I was securing sheets in the middle of the night when my nose was hurting. And I was doing work in the middle of the night.
Fuck yeah, boat life.
What time is it?
7?
Katie wants it this way, it's too bright.
It's been about 5 days above 38, 39 degrees. It's very challenging on the boat. Kelly's been sleeping outside. I've been sleeping in the forward berth where there's a bit more breeze. But during the day, it's really difficult to work or concentrate, constantly sweating. We're in the Corfu anchorage and we'll be here tonight. And then we'll sail to Gavia tomorrow and then get ready for our passage to Albania. Trying to do a serious interview. Kelly's losing her mind because it's about 35 degrees here.
And it's 8:30 p.m. at night.
Sweltering through a heat wave here in Greece at the moment. It's been a pretty unbearable week, to be honest. We can't work, we can't think. We're getting really cranky with each other.
And with my work colleagues.
Are you?
I was just yelling at my boss just a minute ago because of the heat. And it's the second heat wave.
The second heat wave. We have another one coming next week, so it's
gonna last till Friday.
Yeah, like 10 days or more of plus 38 degrees during the day, and it just doesn't cool down overnight. The reason we're here in the Corfu anchorage is we are getting ready to leave Greece and return to Albania.
Which was really quite a challenging part of our trip last year. But I think we'll be better prepared this time, right?
Yeah, definitely. We're going to do it again and we're going to learn from our last experience.
But it might be hard because it's going to be a heat wave again.
So the plan is to leave from this Corfu anchorage tomorrow.
Go to Gavia and stock up on supplies, clean the boat. And there's also a port authority there, so you can check out of Gavia, which is really quite handy.
I didn't know that. I thought we had to come back to Corfu.
Really? No,
Yeah.
There's a port authority in Gavia, which is why I decided to go there.
Why do we have to stock up?
Because there's no marinas, so it's difficult to get provisions to the boat on our little rowboat.
There's no fuel stations from memory.
Not easy ones.
So always good to stock up in Greece, and that's the plan.
From Gavia on Saturday morning, we'll leave and we'll head to Sarandë where we'll check in. And you have to arrange an agent actually to check in and out of Albania.
So for now, it's just about getting prepped, getting ready, and setting sail, and not losing our mind in the heat.
The early bird gets the worm, or at least a very, very peaceful morning breakfast.
We're leaving Corfu anchorage for the last time this season. It's been an important base for us, our first 2 summers sailing, but we're not sure how long it will be before we return to Greece or the Ionian Islands.
What are you, little thing? Hey! Is it a rat? Oh! A water rat! Just had my first encounter with a water rat. I thought it was a beaver.
It's our last night in Greece, and we head into the old town for our last Greek meal at one of our favourite restaurants.
About 20 minutes and give you get my last spanakopita of the season.
It's time to provision the boat and check out before we set sail to Albania.
We've just realised that we've totally neglected the fact that there's actually no customs and immigration at the Gavia Marina. There's a port authority, you can deregister your boat, but you can't get your passport stamped out, which we just totally spaced on. So the good news is we can deregister the boat here, then take a bus back, get our passport stamped, get a bus back to Gavia, jump on the boat and head off to Albania. But it's not been the best plan. We probably should have left directly from the Corfu anchorage, then sailed to the Corfu Customs and Port Authority there, and headed straight up to Albania.
We're waiting at the bus stop. We've got to go to the Corfu port to check out because you actually cannot check your person out. Bus stop vibes.
Oh my God.
Eddie's having a meltdown.
Once we actually get to the Corfu port, it's a relatively straightforward process to be stamped out of Greece, now that the boat has already been checked out in Gavia.
We're checked out. Now we're walking back to the bus to go back to Gavia. It was a process.
We're just about ready to get underway, but we have one final job: get fuel, as much as possible, as fuel is hard to come by for boats travelling along the Albanian coast. We take on 100 litres, more than enough for our little boat to make it the entire length of Albania. Finally, we are off, sailing Corfu to Sarandë, across the narrow strait of Corfu.
We have a touch of wind now, so sails are up and we're closing in on Sarandë. You can see Albania behind me. We've got about 10 knots right now, so nice and breezy.
As we cross into Albanian waters, it's time to change our flags.
The wind dropped down, so we're back under motor, but luckily we're almost to Sarandë. We'll drop our anchor and radio the agent and hopefully meet her in port. Almost there. 10, 15 minutes.
We anchored in Sarandë. The party boats are going off. I'm pretty sure it's hotter here than in Corfu, which is only 20 nautical miles away. It is sweltering. We're now just
You got a bit of boob sweat, Ed.
I've got a bit of everything. It's not just my boobs, it's everywhere. It's just sweat. My face is dripping. I can feel it. And we're rolling over now to the Port Authority and Customs, where hopefully our agent will be meeting us and we can check into the country.
I don't know if you can see it, but he's got a scary face. Don't want to get in trouble for filming too much at the Port Authority. Would hate to go to an Albanian prison.
We're waiting on our agent. Border security here were nice enough to call them for us and they're coming down. So we're just outside the Customs and Port Authority now.
Just got our SIM, which is right across from the Port Authority. So with Vodafone, 100 gigs for 29 euros. Check-in went very smooth. We were done in 20 minutes and now we have sat down for a nice cold beer because it is still 38 degrees outside at 6 p.m.
Our first night in Sarandë, we set out to try to find some authentic Albanian cuisine.
Diro kafteri. It's a little bit spicy. This is tzatziki.
I know tzatziki.
And kind of eggplants, mix it together. Fergus. It's cream cheese with peppers and tomato sauce.
Okay.
How is it?
That's really good. They've given us 14 starters. And I'm making a mess, but it's yum. Smoked eggplant was fucking good.
More food, huh?
You dancing? Oh, your lip moved with that one.
Albania is one of only a handful of countries that make up Islamic Europe. A stark contrast to Orthodox Greece, but aside from the mosques and imams' call to prayer, you might not even realise it is a Muslim country, and it feels quite secular to the outsider.
It's Sunday morning and we have woken up in Sarandë. We checked in last night with Sarandë Summer Tours. It was extremely helpful, very easy and efficient, so I highly recommend them. They gave us a lot of helpful information about where to go and where to anchor in Albania, which we didn't get on the way in last year, and so we're thinking about heading south to Examil. It's about 5 nautical miles or a 1.5 hour sail for us. So I've come a long way from last year. Last year I was petrified to sail. I would not want to sail even with Eddie out here, but today I'm manning the sails alone. Ed's downstairs working on a video and I am upstairs with my trusty friend Ray, and we are sailing south in Albania, and this is a huge step for me. It's only about 5 knots, but this is the perfect speed. Things are looking good at the moment.
Short-lived.
It was very short-lived. The wind started going a bit stronger now.
Got about 5 minutes of work done on the video, so that's good.
Yeah, well, I had a lot of confidence, and now that confidence has been kicked back to normal level of fear. Oh, babe.
Not long after we've anchored off Xamil Beach, we become a navigational buoy for rented jet skis.
What are you doing?
We've been complaining to everyone about how hot we've been on the boat, so we're getting all this advice on how to stay cool. Like build a swamp cooler out of ice and a fan, or this gem from my mum, which was chill some water in the fridge, dunk a scarf or a towel or a handkerchief or a gym towel in my case in it, and then wrap it around your neck. So, how do I look?
That's pretty good. Very French.
Let the cooling begin.
We were waiting for the jet skis to stop circling our boat so we would feel comfortable getting off, and now we're going to go check out the beach town of Xamil. Well, I said that as a jet ski goes behind me.
Xamil is a typical Albanian resort town with hotels, beach bars, restaurants and cafes. It is undeniably beautiful, but unfortunately not great for sailors. Boats can't approach the beach, which is marked off with buoys, and are forced to anchor in deeper water. What's more, the constant traffic of tour boats, and in particular the jet skis that make sport of anchored boats, make it unappealing. We resolved to set off the next morning, back to Sarandë. As the sun sets, we notice that the clouds blowing in are in fact smoke.
Over my shoulder you can see that Corfu is actually ablaze, and we just left there yesterday. And now the northern end of the island is on fire, just like the rest of mainland Greece and the eastern islands.
As night gathers, the flames grow brighter. It's a terrible sight to behold. Witnessing the island we've spent so much time in over the past 2 years combust. With the fires come death, destruction, and decimation of livelihood. It's a shocking way to end the week, and we wonder what's to come as the region enters its second heatwave.
I wonder what it is you think your shoulders look like compared to what is actually happening.
Cut it out.
Cut? That's a cut?